I think we have to understand that the IGF is really an innovation in the global diplomacy of the 21st century. This is really new that we have a global issue which is of importance for everybody, which is discussed not only by the governments but by all stakeholders, so private sector, civil society, governments sitting in the same room and discussing in their respective roles these big issues of the future of the internet, which affects everybody in the future. If you go to other big issues, security, environment, then normally you have only governments which are negotiating a text, but the internet is different, and I think this makes the whole thing new. Insofar, we have to be very careful when we evaluate the Internet Governance Forum. Not everything is perfect in the beginning, but after 3 years, I'm really impressed how far and fast we have gone this way to explore and test out these new mechanisms of multi-stakeholder cooperation with regard to internet governance. And this is still a laboratory. That means we have to find out how we can find answers for the challenges of the future. But I think this is an important step forward, and the baby is still in the cradle, so we have to grow up, but it's just 3 years. If you look into the World Economic Forum in Davos, it's around 40 years now that we have this forum, and this is now major. But here we should give this baby a little bit more time and explore new forms how to develop it. But I'm rather optimistic that this innovation will last for a long time and will renovate the diplomacy mechanisms of this 21st century. You know, I think in the past we discussed mainly who has the oversight over the critical internet resources. This was a top issue 5 years ago. Today we are confronted with new issues, and a lot of people say, okay, while we still do not like the system for oversight for the root server. On the other hand, we have lived with this system for more than 30 years now. It has worked, and so we can trust more or less the parties who are doing the job. So, but the real challenges are in the future, and this comes with the privacy issue as a result of all the social networks. This becomes the security issue with the real fact that cyber criminals see the cyberspace as a new sphere for their illegal activities. This comes also with new technological development with IP version 6, RFID, and the forthcoming Internet of Things. How this will be managed, how this will be organized. So that means if we want to be prepared for the future, we have to look forward. And a final point, which is the basis for all this, is we have still to broaden the access. So we have, at the end of this, there were 1 billion internet users. Now we have nearly 1.6 billion users. 2010 we will have probably 2 billion users. But 2 billion means still 4 billion are offline. And I think one of the big opportunities is if we bring the mobile phone closer to the internet, because we have 4 billion mobile phones in the world, then we are really on the right way to bridge the digital divide. And insofar, we need a new and fresh approach to infrastructure and enabling environments, which goes beyond the traditional telecommunication infrastructure and includes much more. All these new opportunities which come with wireless communication.